Alright. It's the second day, and my awakening is dark. Perhaps I just don't dream much, but unless something really special happens, I always seem to have the same dream. What I imagine are swords. I don't know why it is, but this is the only thing that comes to my mind. There's no meaning or reason to it. It may just be one of the aspects making up Emiyashiro. There are no dreams to dream. The only things I recall from sleep are things I was taught a long time ago. For example, about magi. Even if I'm an amateur, if I'm a magus, it's only natural for me to understand the kind of world I live in. Frankly speaking, a magus is an exception who deviates from modern society. But even exceptions must band together to survive. Father told me that the group of magi is called the Magic Association. He also said that I shouldn't associate with them. Don't associate with the Magic Association, apparently. The Magic Association hides magic and organizes magi. They basically keep watch to see that magi do not affect society with magic, and the strange part is that they do not prohibit misuse of magic. According to Kiritsugu, the Magic Association is only interested in the concealment of magic. Even if a magus carries out his research at the expense of the lives of many ordinary people, the Magic Association will not punish him. Their priority is that magic should not become public, so they do not ban magic. So, they're crazy people who think you can do anything as long as you don't get caught. Anyway, the surveillance of the Magic Association is thorough. Most magical research will cost the lives of ordinary people, and as a result, the existence of magic would become public. So, the association does not allow research that would harm society. The magi stay at home and research quietly, while the normal world carries on unmolested. Hence, magi only try to hide themselves to escape the association. So perhaps I just don't know it and a magus lives in this town. Well, I hear Fuyuki City is a spiritually excellent area. Such an area always has a distinguished magus with a history. They are called the second owner, an elite, and the association entrusts the area to them. Magi who would live in the area must visit them and obtain their permission to construct the workshop. Looking at it like that, we're thieves living here without the permission of the landlord. Father was an outlaw who cut his ties with the association and moved here without the consent of the administrator of Fuyuki. The owner doesn't know that Emiya Kiritsugu was a magus. With reasoning like that, I think our position is ambiguous. Father, the real magus, has passed away, and I, his son and pupil, don't know the Magic Association and have not the skill to be a magus. From the association's point of view, they would want to catch an amateur like me doing things, but I've seen no movement yet. Now, I've heard that Japan is relatively hidden from the eyes of the association, so I think I've just not been found out. But that doesn't mean I can let my guard down. People say that the eyes of the association are everywhere. People say? Like, who exactly? You only hear this information from Kiritsugu, you know? I assume anyway. On top of that, if you commit a crime with magic, the heretic hunters of the church will come after you. Ooh, how scary. That just means that whatever you use magic for, lack of care will create enemies. I, Emiyashiro, You just have to study independently, taking that into account. I wake up to see the sun shining in through the window. The sun may have just risen as it's still a bit dark outside. Another person who is not a morning person. I get up, trying not to be defeated by the morning chill, and quickly fold up my futon. It's 5:30. One of my strengths is waking up at this time. No matter how late I go to sleep, I do sometimes make mistakes and wake up late like yesterday, but I usually wake up early. Since I let Sakura do all the work yesterday, I have to return the favor this morning. I should finish preparing before Sakura arrives. I cook rice and make some miso soup. Yeah, I never ate miso soup before in my life. I wonder how it tastes. It was radish and carrot yesterday, so I make onion and potato miso soup today. I also make the usual broth egg and broth boil, and I'm done. I cut and salt the sori and stop just before cooking it. Or sori or sori? Sori? It's almost 6 o'clock. I finished earlier than expected, so I have some extra time. So what should I do? More training? The morning exercises are my daily routine, so I'll go and stretch my body a bit. The empty dojo is quiet enough to brace myself. Do we have a dojo here as well, in the Emiya residence? In the morning, when the sun has just risen, the silence has a holy feel to it that fascinates those who come here. There's only one thing to do now that I'm here. Since Kiritsugu died, this place has become a gym to train my body. Even a magus cannot neglect to train their body. One of the requirements for a magus is to have excellent physical abilities. While Kiritsugu was alive, we had many matches here. Well, it was pretty much him beating on me, so I didn't learn anything about how to win in a fight. Domestic abuse? That's what do you call it? Child abuse, right? Anyway. But I think I learned the difference between a fight and a battle. In other words, I was taught the difference between killing your opponent and beating your opponent. Knowledge and experience are different. Unless I know in advance, it's hard to tell whether I'm involved in a fight or a murder. It's a simple story. As long as you learn magic, you might destroy yourself, and times will come when you have to fight. For a magi, a fight means killing each other. So I think what Kiritsugu wanted to teach me was to prepare my mind for the prospect of death. But it's been a while since my teacher passed away. On my own, all I can do are simple exercises that anyone could do. After warming up by stretching, I start my exercises, keeping my attention inside my body. I comprehend the flow of the magic circuit, the friction in my bones, the distortion in my thinking during fatigue, all while I'm training. Even a simple push-up can be training for the magic circuit if I put on mental shackles instead of metal weights. Push-ups? Do, 100 push-ups? 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer... Was it a 10-kilometer or 10-mile run, was it? Every day? And you too can become a hero. Anyway. As I don't have a teacher, exercise like that of club's morning practice is an important part of training. Sakura is cheerful, and behind that Admiral Jr. The Fujine moves slowly to the table. I have to cook the fish I've prepared. Sakura takes out a dish from the back. I think I saw a faint bruise on her wrist when she leaned forward.
Sakura, ちょっと待った。
はい、何ですか、先輩。
その手首のあざ、なんだ？
She looks away awkwardly, and that tells me who caused that bruise.
またシンジか。あいつ、妹に手をあげるなんて何考えてやがる。
Oh no, more domestic abuse. Father beating his child, brother beating his sister.
違います、先輩。これは転んでぶつけちゃったんです。ほら、私鈍いでしょ?
Though I think it's a different story when it comes to Shinji and Sakura. I don't know, I don't think they're training in the dojo.
だからよく転んで、怪我ばっかりしてるんです。
バカ、転んだぐらいでそんなあざがつくか。信じたやつ、どうやらまだ殴られ足りないみたいだな。
ダメです、先輩。これ、本当に兄さんは関係ないんです。私が一人で怪我をしただけなんですから、先輩に怒ってもらう資格なんてありません。
Getting tired of... Isn't tired of getting beat up yet? Did we beat up Shinji before or something? Sakura falls silent. She looks calm, but she's pretty obstinate. Obstinate? Obstinate. It's useless to say anything to her now.
わかった。桜がそう言うんならそういうことにしておく。
All you should do is call the police.
はい。ごめんなさい、先輩。
だからどうしてそこで桜が謝るんだ。悪いのはシンジだろう。
What about your parents, Sakura? Do you have your parents talk about this? Or have anything to do with this? I don't know. I mean, I assume maybe not, because you're letting this happen. At the mention of Shinji's name, Sakura looks away awkwardly. I mean, it seems like no one has parents in this world. At least the main characters, anyway. You know, Emiya Shiro is like a adopted son. His father passed away. Tosaka Rin, also had a father, but he's gone. And I don't think she has a mother either. So she's by herself. I wonder if Sakura is by herself as well, at least with her brother anyway. But it doesn't seem like she has a good relationship with her brother, though. Yeah, in other words, he is the cause of that bruise. Matou Shinji has a bad habit of being hard on his sister Sakura. Just being hard? I first noticed it about a year ago. Sakura was injured sometimes, and she just evaded my question when I asked about it. When I asked Shinji about it, of all things, he said he was the one who hit Sakura. When I asked him why he hit her, he said that he just hit her because he felt like it. After that, I got pissed and did to Shinji what he did to Sakura. You didn't do enough. Since then, we've been estranged. I guess, yeah. Well, I guess that's why we're not the best of friends right now. But also, you should have hit him more.
先輩、兄さんとは仲直りしてくれましたか？
したよ。別に初めから喧嘩なんてしてないから、仲直りも何もないけどな。
Did you not have a fight? I mean, you beat him up, right? I mean, I guess it's not considered really a fight. It's kind of one-sided, I assume.
先輩にとってはそうでしょうけど、兄さんにとっては喧嘩をしたことになるんです。だから気をつけてください。
Sakura says strange things sometimes.
気をつけろってシンジが？
はい、兄さん、先輩を目の敵にしてるって聞きました。先輩が退部するようになったのも兄さんのせいだって。
それは違う。部活を辞めたのはシンジとは関係ない。いや、そりゃ多少はあったかもしれないけど、そんなのはさくらが気に病むことじゃないぞ。確かにシンジの言う通りちょっと見苦しいからな、これは。
I point at my left shoulder. There's a scar there. It happened a year and a half ago. A shipment collapsed on me during work, and I hurt my left shoulder. I got out with just a broken bone, but the shipment was a hazardous one. I got a burn on my skin. After that accident, I quit the archery club. My school archery club emphasizes formalities as they let us shoot formally even as students. The men expose their left shoulder when they shoot. Shinji commented that it might be indecent for someone shooting formally to have a scar on their shoulder. Since I was getting busy with work, I quit the archery club right then. I guess that was just an excuse, though, to quit the archery club.
先輩、しつこいようですけど、本当にもう弓は引かないんですか？藤村先生も怪我なんて支障はないって言ってるのに。
何を平和な。藤姉は全身骨折しようが支障ないっていうやつだぞ、さくら。
先輩、私、真面目な話をしているんです。
I guess we're changing the subject to Shiro quitting the club and why that is. I should answer seriously too, but I can't give her the answer she wants.
当分は部活をしている余裕はないよ。弓は好きだけど、優先するべきことじゃないし、しばらくは間を取ろうと思う。
しばらくってどのくらいですか？
気が向いた頃かな。さくらが卒業するぐらいまでにはなんとか。その時はよろしくな、さくら。
I pat Sakura's shoulder.
はい、私、その時をお待ちしています。
And she nods so powerfully that it seems like she might drop the plate she's holding. Still doesn't solve the problem of Shinji beating his sister. Why don't we just go to Shinji's house right now and beat him up? Come on, let's go already, let's go. I guess we're not doing that though. It's almost 7:30. Sakura and Fujine have already left for their morning club practice. I went to school early yesterday because Issei wanted me to, but I leave my house at the usual time today. Oh no. I run into an unusual scene when I reach the intersection. Several police cars are parked outside a house. Something must have happened, as it's noisy and lots of people are surrounding the area. I'm curious, but I cannot tell what's going on with all the people surrounding it. I have no time, so I should... Excuse me. I have no time, so I should prioritize school. Guess we're not really too interested in that scene. A crime scene, maybe? I reached school 10 minutes before the bell. I entered the main gate as usual. It was you. I bump into a familiar female student.
なんだ、まだ着替えてないのか、三つ釣り。もうすぐホームルームだぞ。俺に挨拶なんかしてる場合じゃないだろ
う。いや、ごもっとも。相変わらず釣れない野郎だね、エミヤは。
She laughs as if something is really funny. Mitsuri or Mitsuzuri Ayako. She was my classmate in first year, and she's now the captain of the archery club. She's very insightful, and everyone expected her to become captain since the first year. Well, in other words, her mental age is older than her real age, so she's been the older sister type everyone counts on since she was the first year. Though, she gets mad when people say that. According to her, she's not that old.
ああ、今あんたよからぬ感想を漏らさなかったかもし。
そんなものは漏らさない。あくまで客観的な事実を連想しただけだ。それで気を悪くするのは三つ釣りの勝手だが。
お、言うじゃん。いいね。正直に答えるくせに何をどう考えてたかは口にしないんだもの。エミヤ、シンジと違って隙がないな。
シンジ？なんでそこにシンジが出てくるんだ？
Yeah, let's hurry up and beat him up.
なんでも何も、あんたとシンジって友人じゃない。
Are we friends?
シンジの男友達ってあんただけでしょ。それにお忘れでしょうが、私これでも弓道部の首相なの。うちの問題児と辞めちまった問題児をくっつけるのは自然な流れだと思わない？
まあ確かに自然だ。弓道部ってのは関係ないけど、俺とあいつは腐れ縁だからな。
あ、カチンときた。あんたね、弓道部の話になると急に冷たくなるでしょ。いいご身分よね。シンジをほっぽっといて自分はさっさと退場しちゃうんだから。後に残された私とかさくらの気持ちとか少しは考えてくれてもいいんじゃない？
シンジのやつまたなんかやったのか？
I guess we were the one who held Shinji on a leash while we were at the club.
あいつが何もやらない日なんてないけど。ま、それにしても昨日のはちょっとやりすぎか。1年の男子が1人辞めたぐらいだから。
Mitsuzuri sighs seriously. It's rare for her to make a face like this, but even more than that, I can't ignore what she just said.
なんだよそれ。部員が辞めたってなんで？
シンジのやつが八つ当たりしたのよ。わざわざ女子を集めてね、夢を持ったばかりの子にシャをさせて的中するまで笑い物にしたとか。
はあ？お前そんな馬鹿げたことを見過ごしてたってのか？
What a bully.
見過ごすか。けどさ、首相ってのはいろいろと忙しいんだ。いつも道場にいるわけじゃないってエミヤだって知ってるでしょ。
And he was surrounded by a bunch of female students? Is that right? Why are they what's the word? I forget the word is, but like compliant. Why are they compliant with that? Why don't you just beat up Shinji? I don't understand.
それはそうだが。にしても何考えてんだシンジのやつ。必要以上に厳しく教えることはあっても素人を見せ物にするようなやつじゃないだろう。
Is he not the type? Because it seems to me that he is.
呆れた。エミヤってば本当にあれだ。
あれってなんだ？今お前よからぬ感想を漏らさかったか？
あら、私はあくまで客観的な事実を連想しただけさ。 それで気を悪くするのはエミヤの勝手だね。
And that's what we said.
ついさっき聞いたような返答をしやがって。いいや、それよりシンジはどうしたんだよ。なんだってそんな真似をしたんだ。
聞いた話じゃ遠坂にこっぴどく振られたとかなんとか。
遠坂ってあの遠坂か。
うちの学校にあれ以外の遠坂なんていないでしょ。2年 A 組の優等生ミスパーフェクトこと遠坂凛魚。
Miss Perfect.
いや、そんなあだ名は初めて聞いたけど。
It's the first time I've heard the nickname, but I would probably agree with it. With Tosaka involved, I can understand even Shinji getting turned down, and most of all, if it was Tosaka, I can see her refusing him mercilessly.
ともかく、シンジのやつは昨日からずっとその調子よ。
That's what happened. I guess Shinji's just being more Shinji than usual because of that.
おかげで私もこんな時間まで道場で目を光らせてたってわけ。
And I still don't understand. When we were initially introduced to Shinji, Matou Shinji, we were told like he has good grades, he's very smart, he's like the best ever, he's very kind to girls, and I don't know, we were just told like in the introduction that he's a great guy. But apparently, I mean, all we've learned about him is that he's the opposite of a good guy. He's not a good guy at all, really. He's a horrible person.
シンジのやつ、変にこらえが効かない時があるからな。三つ釣り、大変だろうけど頑張ってくれ。
はいはい。けどね、シンジって懲りないでしょ。また遠坂に声をかけて振られた日には、今度こそ遠坂本人に何かしそうでさ。
いや、いくら信じても振られた相手には近寄らないだろう。あいつそのあたりはちゃんとしてるぞ。
Is he? Is he good about that kind of thing? It doesn't seem he gets rejected often, though.
けど相手が近寄ってくるんだからしょうがないじゃない。遠坂さ、なんか知らないけど、うちの道場よく見学に来るのよ。エミヤは辞めちゃったから知らないだろうけどね。
That's the first I've heard of it. I guess the first time he's heard of Rin visiting the dojo. Tosaka Rin doesn't do any club activities for personal reasons. I thought she went straight home since she even turned down the recommendation to join the student council.
ま、たまにはそれもいいか。あいつもお高く止まってるし、一度ぐらいは痛い目に遭うのもいいかもね。お気の毒様っていうか、ご愁傷様っていうか。
Or it might make him worse, because we've learned like he takes his anger on other people, right? And that means beating up his sister. I don't think he's very redeemable, this Shinji. Mitsuzuri says some dangerous things. Come to think of it, I heard that Tosaka has many enemies. Could Mitsuzuri be one of them? Well, no? Are they? I don't think they're not enemies, I'm pretty sure.
おい、三つ釣り。いくらなんでもそれは。
あ、そろそろ時間だ。じゃあね、エミヤ。今度私の弓の調子見に来てよ。
Mitsuzuri hurries off.
相変わらずだな、あいつ。
But I like that part of her. Feeling calmer now, I head for the classroom. It's lunchtime. Our school has a splendid cafeteria and most students eat there. But there's some old-fashioned students who bring their own lunches. Two of them happen to be me and the student council president in front of me. Yeah, when I was in school, and I guess even now, I always bring my own lunch. I never really buy lunch, usually. Nor do I, well, what's the other option? I guess, there's only two options. Like, you bring your own lunch, or you buy it somewhere else, right? I always bring my lunch.
エミヤ、その唐揚げを一つくれないか。俺の弁当には圧倒的に肉分が不足している。
No, I assume Shiro's lunches were like way better than the average lunch that people bring.
いいけど、なんだってお前の弁当ってそう質素なんだ一世。いくら寺だからって酒も肉も取らないなんて教えがあるわけでもないだろ
う。何を時代錯誤なことを。これは単に親父殿の趣味だ。小坊主に食わす贅沢はない。悔しいのなら己で何とかせよなどという。いっそ今からでも天祖になるか。俺も考えどころだ。
あのじいさんなら確かに。
Instead of shaving your head, it's time to put on a red nose and some makeup. Issei's father is the priest of Ryudo Temple, and the bald guy who's old friends with the old man at Fujine's place, the Yakuza. You can't expect a normal personality when he's friends with a guy like that.
それは。じゃあ、いつか恩返しを期待して一つ。
I hand him my lunchbox.
いや、ありがたく。これも托発の修行なり。
Issei bows deeply. How can I put this? I never know what to say when things like this remind me that he's the son of a priest.
そういえばエミヤ、朝方2丁目の方で騒ぎがあったのを知っているか。ちょうどエミヤと別れるあたりの交差点だが。
Yeah, we saw police cars and stuff, right?
交差点?
The intersection this morning. It must mean that clamor with all the police cars.
なんでもな、殺人があったそうだ。詳細は知らないが、一家4人中助かったのは子供だけらしい。両親と姉は刺殺されたというが、その凶器が包丁やナイフではなく、長物だというのが普通じゃない。
A murder? Another murder? We heard about a burglar murder. A burglar murder? But this is another one? Only the child survived. The weapon was a long one. A long weapon? It must mean something like a sword. It was a murder? So that must mean the sister and the parents were killed. I picture it. Someone barging in during the night. Unjust violence. A one-sided pillage like an accident. Slashed parents. The sister killed without even knowing what's going on. To the side, the child covered in their blood.
いっせ、それ犯人は捕まったのか？
捕まってはいないようだな。信徒の方では欠陥工事による事故。こちらでは辻切りめいた殺人事件だ。学校の門限が早まるのも当然。どうしたエミヤ？喉に飯でも詰まったか？
別に。何もないけど、なんだよ、いきなり。
いや、エミヤが厳しい顔をしていたのでな。少し驚いた。すまん。食事時の話ではなかったな。
Issei tries to soften the air apologetically. I was fine with the topic, but was I really making such a nasty face? Any thoughts about that? I mean, I guess Jiro, thinking about being a superhero, probably doesn't, like the fact that he's quite useless in that situation, right? Because when you think about it, being a superhero is also knowing when crime takes place, and you can't be everywhere at once. So, it's kind of a failure on his part if someone is murdered when he's trying to be a superhero. In all the stories that have heroes, often that would be prevented. But practically speaking, that can't happen in real life. Maybe he was thinking about that, I don't know. And then, there's a quiet knock at the door.
失礼。竜道はいるか？
The teacher.
ああ、はい。何ですか、先生。
Issei addresses Kuzuki, who just entered. It must be a simple talk about the student council, as Issei seems pretty relaxed.
へえ。
That's not something you see every day. Despite his appearance, Issei is very shy. The guy who draws a line against his classmates and even his teachers is letting his guard down with Kuzuki.
真面目なとこで気が合うのかも。
Kuzuki Soichiro, the teacher in charge of Class 2A, is serious and stubborn. Probably that aspect helps him get along with Issei, who prizes order and discipline. The two continue to talk. All the while, I can't get the story of the murder out of my head. And classes end, and it's time to go home. Cannot go anywhere as I have work today. I should leave school and go straight to the neighboring town, but I'm worried about the conversation I had this morning, so I've made my way to the archery club before I knew it.
もう、何やってんだ俺。
According to Mitsuzuri, Tosaka Rin comes here often. Well, I really don't care about that, but I know that Shinji getting angry at her is going to be a problem.
シンジのやつ、カッとなると止まらないからな。
It's bad if Shinji gets violent just because she turned him down. I don't know why it's bad, it's just bad. Well, she can get violent in general. Lock Shinji up.
なんだ、遠坂いないじゃないか。
Tosaka isn't around. Mitsuzuri's worries were needless.
へえ、誰がいないって？だから、誰がいないって？
Issei, my true friend, not like Shinji. Shinji sucks. And there's Issei, whom I just left behind.
お前か、一世。あんまり驚かすなよな。
いや、エミヤが挙動不審げに道場を眺めていたからつい。で、誰がいないって？
誰って遠坂だよ。なんでも昨日、シンジと一悶着あったらしいんだ。それで、一応様子を見に来ただけだ。
ほほう、挙動不審だな。聞かれてもいないのに理由まで話すなど。俺は誰がいないかと聞いただけなのだが。
なんだよ、別にいいだろ。俺が何しようが俺の勝手だ。
うん、それはしかり。だが無駄だぞエミヤ。遠坂はここにはいない。なぜなら、あいつは今日ずる休みだ。
何？
Skip school? So she was absent today?
そうか、欠席か。待て一世。なんで遠坂がずる休みなんだよ。あいつがそんなのするわけないだろう。
するとも、あいつが風邪などひくものか。俺が見たところあいつは悪いやつだ。外見に騙されるとパクッと食われるぞエミヤ。
Well, actually, she's summoned a servant and she's resting right now. Well, actually, at this time, she's probably... I can't remember. What happened in the prologue? I think Bryn is scouting, I think? So she's walking around town at this moment, I believe. Somehow, Issei's words annoy me. It's true that I don't know her, but I can't imagine that she's a bad person.
言い過ぎだぞ一世。遠坂はそんなやつじゃないだろう。
Really? You're gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, I guess?
ん？なんだ、エミヤも遠坂狙いなのか。ああ、それはすまない。今のは流してくれ。
Oh, you're after Tosaka too? What do you mean by that, Issei? After Tosaka? Who said anything like that?
勝手に決めつけるな。俺はただシンジが揉め事を起こしたら大変だから。
シンジが遠坂に殴りかかろうとしたら止めるためか。またそんな役回りをするな。別に俺は気にしないが、割と趣味が悪いのだな、エミヤは。
してないから損じゃない。けど伊勢、お前今変なこと言わなかった？
Yeah, attacking Shinji, attacking Tosaka, is that a normal thing? Where I really think we should just lock up Shinji in prison, in maximum prison. I mean, he seems like a horrible person, so, I don't know.
遠坂狙いは趣味が悪いってことかい？
そう。遠坂は人気あるじゃないか。俺もあいつの悪い噂は聞かないぞ。
ああ、聞かないね。それがまた気に食わない。
気に食わないってどの辺がだよ。
I guess she's too perfect for Issei.
だから全部だよ。あれはメギツネだ。女性だ。妖怪だ。とにかく生理的に気に食わない。悪いことは言わないから、エミヤも気に入らないようにしろ。
I think you're being silly, Issei.
いいっせ。人の陰口は良くないってお前の口癖じゃなかったか？
たわけ。これが陰口に入るか。俺は聞こえるように喋っている。
Huh. No wonder I feel someone's eyes from the archery dojo. Well, thank God. I'm so glad Tosaka is absent today.
頼む伊勢。悪いが早速陰口にしてくれ。
うん。エミヤがそういうのなら了解した。が、とりわけ中傷していたわけではないぞ。単に竜道一世が遠坂凛を警戒していると言っただけだ。あくまで個人の趣味嗜好の範囲だろう。
その割には妖怪だとかメギツネだとか言ってたけど。
And I think the term schoolgirls is discrimination.
なに？褒め言葉だ。メギツネにも妖怪にもいいものはいる。
Good foxes and monsters. I guess the term he's using is yokai, which doesn't translate exactly to monster. It's more so like a Japanese spirit from mythology. So they can be like good yokai technically.
あくまで遠坂を表現する値として採用しただけである。かつ。
Issei laughs.
それではな。俺は生徒会室に戻るが、エミヤはバイトだろう。こんなところで道草を食っている暇はなかろう。
He must feel refreshed now that he said everything he wanted as he leaves calmly. I've known him for 2 years now, but I still don't understand his personality. "20 minutes after taking the bus from my school, I arrived at the neighboring town of Shinto across the bridge.
なんだ。まだ5時前か。少し時間があるな。
Miyami City is a residential district, but there's no part-time jobs there. But the developing Shinto has many available. The school approves of students having part-time jobs, so I work a few easy ones. I prefer hard physical labor that ends as quickly as possible. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, as it builds my body while I get paid for it. I guess so, but it's still hard work. It's bad for your back, too. Yeah. Today's job is a simple loading job from 5 to 8 o'clock. Even though it's only 3 hours, there's 6 hours worth of work to do. They make you run around without a minute's rest. Though I should rest while I can, even if it's just for 10 minutes. It's a waste of energy walking around until my job, so I guess I'll rest in the park. The park. We visited here before, actually, in the prologue with Rin. This park among buildings is like a big field. A park should be filled with people like families and lovers on weekends, but it's empty here now. No. This place is always desolate.
相変わらずだな、ここは。
I'm a bit sad. The utterly neglected ground looks awful compared to the neatly organized surroundings. The desolate area makes the wind feel cold. This is the remains of the conflagration 10 years ago. Or conflagration? 10 years ago. And this is the place where I was saved from burning to death. Ah, yes.
なんで芝生とか植えないんだろう。いつまでもこのままってのはもったいない。
It's a large area, so if they retiled it, the park would get bigger. Thinking absent-mindedly, I sit down on a bench. I stare at the burned land to pass the time. I don't remember what happened here back then. All I can remember is that it was hot and I couldn't breathe, and that people died trying to save others.
どうしてそうなのかな。
For example, an adult that tried to save a child from a burning house. He saved the child, but died in its place. For example, there were people who had their throats burned, but they gave what little water they had to one guy, and the others died. For example, there was someone who ran alone to get away from the fire fast as possible, and everyone that passed, or he passed on the way, died. And for example, people who died because they gave away something that was saving them, only to save others they didn't even know. I didn't like things like that. It makes me mad that those who tried hard were sacrificed. Am I greedy to want an ending where everyone is safe and happy? All I wanted was to see people relax peacefully. Why couldn't I manage such a simple thing?
それは難しい。シロの言っていることは誰も彼も救うということだからね。
Kiritsugu answered so to the question I asked as a child. Of course, as a child I denied it. Because Kiritsugu saved me, I knew he was a sorcerer who could do anything. I knew he was a superhero who couldn't ignore people in need, who saved them for no benefit. So I believed Kiritsugu could have saved everyone back then. When I told him that, he made a troubled expression and said something that I remember to this day.
シロ、誰かを救うということは誰かを助けないということなんだ。いいかい？正義の味方に助けられるのはね、正義の味方が助けた者だけなんだよ。当たり前のことだけど、これが正義の味方の定義なんだ。
So there's always going to be sacrifice. I understand that. It's obvious, now that he said it. Let's say there's a robber and some hostages. The robber intends to kill the hostages. With normal methods, most of the hostages will be killed. Even if you use a miraculous method to save all the hostages, there will still be one person who isn't saved. That, of course, is the robber, whose hostages were rescued. The people a superhero saves are only those who he decides to save. That's why even God cannot save everyone.
それが天才ならなおさらだ。誰であろうと全てを助けるなんてできなかった。
The fire 10 years ago was like that. Not something I, who was miraculously saved from it, can talk about now.
けど嫌だ。
I don't want such a thing. I don't want help that has a limited capacity. You have to help, no matter how impossible it is. I can't stand to have strangers dying around me like back then. So, if I had been there 10 years ago, even if it was impossible, I would have gone into the fire and...
そのまま無駄死にしてたろうな。間違いなく。
Yep. Realistically speaking, that's for certain. Ah, jeez. I'm hopeless.
しまった。ぼんやりしてたら5時になっちまった。
The 5 o'clock bell rings. I stand up and quickly make my way to my work. When my job's done, the sun has already set. It's a bit before 8. I finished 10 minutes early because I worked too hard. It seems I worked frantically since I went to that place before work. Here in front of the station, the night's just getting started. There are lots of people around, and a constant flow of cars on the road.
藤姉にお土産はいいか。
I walk while looking up at the lighted building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, so I can't see the top clearly. I just gaze up at the building, just enjoying the night scenery. When I think I see something out of place,
なんだ今の。
I stop and stare at the rooftop. I focus my eyes, looking into a thing as small as a grain of rice. Tosaka-rin. You must have great eyesight if you can see that from so far away. It looks like someone I know. Why is she there? What would she be doing there? With her long hair fluttering and doing nothing, she looks down at the town. It doesn't seem like she notices me down here. No, there's no way she could see me. Well, I mean, if you remember, I think she did see someone. She's so high up that I, with better eyesight than most, can barely see her by improving my vision with magical energy. Well, I guess you can do that too. You can do that. You said you're not like not much of a magic user. You're a bit of an amateur, but you can do that too. That's cool. It's better than what most people can do. You just like improve your vision. You can make your eyes like binoculars on the spot. It's amazing. I can recognize her since she's standing there alone. There's no way she would notice me down here among all these people. Well, she did technically, and she thought that you didn't see her, but you did. Funnily enough. She's just looking down at the town. Maybe she's looking for something, as I can feel her sharp stare even down here. I forget about time and keep looking at the girl standing in the sky with a cool jacket. She's on top of the tall tower. She's like a witch, looking down at the earth with the moon behind her. And then she's gone. And then she must be done with whatever she was doing as she disappears. The figure has disappeared and the scene returns to the beautiful view of the night.
今の遠坂だったのかな。
I have no proof, but I think I'm right. There aren't many girls with looks that stand out that much, and more than that, I'm not stupid enough to mistake a girl I secretly admire. So you admire her too? So wait, I'm pretty sure that he said before he was attracted to Sakura. I guess he's also has a crush on Tosaka-rin. I guess he said that already, right? He said like I guess he like mentioned it before, like, you know, it's like she's super popular and all the guys like her, and he's included in that, I guess. But I guess it's a secret too?
そうか。にしても。
Well, Tosaka sure has strange hobbies. Unlike Shinto, there's no one in Miyama City. After 8 o'clock, there are no people around, and the town is terribly quiet. At the junction is the house I saw this morning. There's no sign of people, and the door has a do not enter sign. That's where the people got murdered. After only one day, the house is as quiet as in the abandoned building. Parents and older sister killed by a burglar. What kind of life remains for the child left behind? I bite my lip, feeling powerless. Even after swearing to become like Kiritsugu, I can't do anything about something that happened so close by. Even though I want to help someone, in the end, I don't even know what I can do. I climbed the hill and reached the Emiya house. The lights are still on, so Sakura or Fujine must still be there.
ただいま。あれ、藤姉だけか。
We're home.